time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. We're going to do a request. This request came in from my reaction to Al Jarreau doing his cover version of the song Your Song. The YouTuber making the request goes by the name of Leo Arahu. And Leo writes this: scale of music perfection for Your Song. Number 1, Al Jarreau. Number 2, Billy Paul. And number 3, Elton John. I'm from Brazil. Hey Leo, nice to meet you. I was surprised that Billy Paul was on that list. First of all, I didn't know Billy Paul did a cover of Your Song. But to be number 2 and Elton John taking third spot just blew me away, because I love Elton John's version of Your Song. I've always really enjoyed that song. So I thought, okay, I just did Al Jarreau, so I know what that sounds like. I know what Elton sounds like. I've never heard Billy Paul do the song Your Song, so I got to hear this. But first of all, I wanted to learn some more about Billy Paul, because I really don't know much about Billy Paul other than his number 1 hit single from 1972, Me and Mrs. Jones. They played it on the radio constantly. I mean, you heard every time you turned on the radio, that song was playing. Well, Billy Paul's real name is Paul Williams. He was born in 1934. Well, what he did was he took his last name, Williams, changed it to Billy, and put it in front of Paul. And he became Billy Paul. He was brought up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he loved to listen to music. He would listen to his family's music collection over and over and over. He really enjoyed female vocalists because he had a higher range in his voice. He could relate more to the female vocals. Some of his favorite artists were Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Nina Simone, Nancy Wilson. I mean, I'm a big fan of Nancy Wilson. I really like her a lot. And, of course, his number 1 favorite female vocalist was Billie Holiday. So I kind of took a look at what he recorded, and he started recording, and this is what surprised me. He released his first single in 1952. That blew me away. I didn't know he was recording for that long. His first album came out in 1968 called Feeling Good at the Cadillac Club. And he kept on recording. I mean, this guy's got a ton of singles. One of them I thought was kind of interesting was he does a cover of Magic Carpet Ride as an A-side to a single. You know, the Steppenwolf song, and that was released in 1971. So I may have to do a comparison video in the future, because I want to hear that version of Magic Carpet Ride by Billy Paul. I got to believe it's totally different than how Steppenwolf presented it. But anyways, Your Song was released as the B-side to Me and Mrs. Jones in 1972. And I didn't realize that. I mean, I didn't realize that was the B-side of the single. Well, as I had said, Me and Mrs. Jones took it to number 1, was a number 1 hit for Billy Paul, and it was his only number 1 hit. He never got back into the top 20 again with his singles on Billboard's Hot 100 Singles chart. Now, in 1977, Billy Paul did release Your Song as an A-side to a single, but in the UK only. And that did reach number 37 on the UK singles chart. So, with that said, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this version of this song. So here we go with Billy Paul doing a cover version of Your Song.
It's feeling inside. I'm not
show. I know it's not much, I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. You gave me your gift, Lord, and I'm gonna sing it for you.
Oh, wow. That is very different. I wasn't expecting it to sound like this at all. Billy Paul really sped this thing up. I mean, it's a lot faster than the original Elton John version. And it's real jazzy. I mean, it's got a real jazz flavor to it as well. Elton John's was very melodic sounding, very much like a ballad. Billy Paul is just jamming on this thing. I mean, he is just rocking this song out, and I love the jazz flavor that's going on. And then when he went into the refrain and he had the female vocalist in there, wow, that was cool. What a great version. I also like his pitch on his voice. I mean, like I had read in Wikipedia, he's got a high range, and I think that adds to the song as well. I love the way he's singing this. Let's keep on going.
Your gift, Lord, and I'm gonna sing it for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be a quite a simple, but that's how it's done. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind what I wrote down in words. How wonderful life is when you're in the world. If I was on a rooftop, I'd kick off my shoes, I'll write a few verses, and then I get the blues. But the sun's big white kind while I wrote the song. It's the people like you and people like me. I wanna keep on turning on. So excuse me for forgetting, but these things I do, Lord. You see, I forgot to. If they green no blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean. You are the sweetest eyes, you got the sweetest eyes, the cleverest eyes I've ever seen. I hope you go back. I hope you go back.
Okay, the other thing I really like at this thing is where he is kind of ad-libbing the song. I mean, he's like double singing words in the song, like he just did here, and then he had that one part where the music just kind of stopped, and then he was singing, and the music came back in again. What a different flavor on this song. I mean, this is really incredible. And he's hitting some really high notes too. And I kind of like that where he just takes it up all of a sudden, he comes back down and he starts singing and he takes it back up again. He's really adding so much flavor to this song. I can see where Leo thought this was like the second best version, because this is very, very well done, and it's a surprise because it's so different than what I imagined it to sound like. Because Me and Mrs. Jones was just really a slow moving song, and I thought, okay, he's going to do the same thing with your song. No, it's just the opposite. I mean, this is a full out jazzed up rocker. It sounds great. Let's keep on going.
What I really mean. You are the sweetest eyes, you got the sweetest eyes, the cleverest eyes I've ever seen. I hope you go back. I hope you go back and tell everybody that this is your song. It may be a quite a simple, but now that's how it's done. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind what I wrote down in words. I'm doing beautiful. How wonderful it is when you.
Okay, then he puts a little bit of a gospel feel in here too. This section right here, and he did this again earlier in the song where the music sort of stopped and he's singing. So it gives, not only does it have that rock and jazz feel, but then he takes it down a notch and he slows it up a bit and he gives it that gospel feel. I mean, he's throwing all kinds of things at us in this song, and it sounds marvelous. Let's keep on going.
I hope you don't mind what I wrote down in words. Lord, words. I'm doing beautiful. How wonderful it is when you're in the world, 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 world. If I sat up on a rooftop and kicked off my shoes, oh yeah, I'll write a few verses and then I'll get the blues. But the sun's been quite bright to God while I wrote this song. It's the people like you, people like me. I wanna keep her turning on. So excuse me, so excuse me, so excuse me for forgetting. But these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if there ain't no blue, baby. And anyway the thing is, what I really need. You are the sweetest eyes, the sweetest eyes, the sweetest eyes I ever seen. I want you to go back and tell everybody that Billy Paul got a song. I'm gonna sit up on a rooftop and kick my shoes off. I'm gonna write it. I might have come out with the gospel, the blues, the jazz, the rock and roll. I'm gonna get to make me a simple song for everybody because this is my song. It may be a quite simple, but that's the way it's done. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind what I wrote down in words. Words. You come on back. You try again. Tell everybody that Billy Paul got a song. It may be a quite simple, but that's how it's done, baby. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind what I wrote down in words. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.
Wow, that was marvelous. I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. What I like is when they do a cover version, when somebody does a cover version and they kind of twist it up. It's the same song. I mean, it's got the great lyrics, it's got the great melody, but then they make it their own. I mean, Billy Paul really made this his own. And I mean, it's 6.5 minutes long too. So it's not short. So he's ad-libbing a lot of what has to go into this song, because I think the song is probably like at the most a regular 3.5 minute song. So he's adding a lot of extra things in here vocally, because there really wasn't like an instrumental break at all in this song. It was Billy Paul singing throughout the whole thing. and it was marvelous. And like I said, he was changing up. In fact, at the end, he's singing, it's soul, it's blues, it's gospel, and it's like, yeah, you threw all of that into one song. You missed, and I think he might have mentioned jazz as well. So I mean, he threw that all into one song, and he kept on changing this thing up, but coming back to that rock and jazz feel throughout the song. And then he'd slow it down, give it that gospel feel, give it a little bit of a soul feeling to it, a little bit of blues. I mean, what a fantastic interpretation of Your Song by Billy Paul. This was really, really interesting, really, really good. I loved it. I mean, I really loved it. I love the female vocalist too. So, I mean, like I had said, Billy Paul was really into female vocalists, and to add in that backing group of female vocalists into this song added so much to it as well, because it really fit well with his high vocal range that he has. Fantastic! What a great version of this song. Never knew it existed. Billy Paul wasn't somebody that I was looking to buy his material. And like I said, I heard Me and Mrs. Jones how many times, and it was like, okay, enough already. But this was great, and seeing, looking at his discography, he's done a lot of good stuff. I noticed too that he did a cover version of "Let 'Em In" the same year that Paul McCartney released it as a single, and Billy Paul released it as a single also. So it'd be really kind of interesting to hear some of these cover versions that Billy Paul has done of these other rock stars, like what he just did with Elton John's "Your Song." Fantastic. I'm so glad that Leo recommended this or suggested this based on his ranking of who has done the song Your Song. This was great. So if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any comments on Billy Paul doing the song Your Song, the cover version, very well interpreted, put it in the comments below. That would also be very appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to this video, which there's a lot of videos for Your Song, but they're all pretty static. I noticed there was some live versions as well, but I kind of wanted to hear the studio recording. So I'm going to take a link to this video and put it into my description below. So if you want to watch it again, click on that link. It'll open up and play for you. Now, I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded this video, so you can check out that channel. They may have some other really cool stuff out there for you to listen to and watch. Have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? We're playing a lot of cool music. We're just all over the board. We don't sit with one genre. We pick a lot of genres. And in case of Billy Paul's Your Song, he probably had like 4 or 5 genres within this one song. So why don't you subscribe? Just go below this video. Below the title of the video is a subscribe button. Push that, and you've done it. You'd make me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. This is a great recommendation. I loved it. What a great way to start my Tuesday. Billy Paul, you did a great job on Your Song. Unfortunately, Billy Paul has passed away as well. So, this put a huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.